Already here, Michelle Midigo, of course, and Elizabeth Mwaura. And today we're talking about self-love, self-esteem and self-love. And without further ado, Michelle Midigo and Elizabeth Mwaura, karibuni sana.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rodrigo. Good evening, everyone. It's a chilly evening, but we thank God. Keep warm. So I'm your host, Michelle Midigo, alongside
Elizabeth Mwaura, and this is Youthful Expressions. Karibuni sana. And yes, we are excited to have an interesting topic tonight.
Yeah, and this evening we are privileged to have an awesome lady by the name Zipporah Nyangara, a counseling psychologist, and she's anapenda kuitwa Zippy. Yeah, and she's also a mother, and so many things which she will mention when she introduces herself.
So karibuni sana, welcome once more. Let's learn, let's discuss, let's share ideas, and yeah, karibuni.
So before I give Zippy the floor to introduce herself and give her views about the topic, and I'd like to say, like you have seen the video which was played by Rodrigo, we did what is it called? We did Vox Pox outdoors, and we were asking people questions. If you are given a golden chance to change anything about yourself, what will it be and why? So it was just an interview to hear from people they would like to change about themselves and why they're not comfortable with what they have. We have interviewed even some of you here, and it's an amazing experience. So, Zippy, karibu sana. Thank you for choosing to be with us. And I know you have a lot for us. So, give us a mild introduction of who you are and what.
Okay, hi guys. I hope it's really chilly. I mean, I can tell you for a fact that it's cold. Other than that, my name is Zipporah Nyangara Mombi. My preferred name is Zippy. I'm a psychological counselor, and I also lead an organization called Haven of Dreams in Nakuru, where we basically focus on having creating a safe space for the community to just share their experience and learn. And also, apart from that, I'm also an accredited clarity coach, basically helping people to just develop. So, in terms of personal and corporate development, I also sing, and I am a mom to two beautiful girls. And yes, I love reading books. I love taking some time and just doing binge watching, like investigative movies. And I love traveling when I'm able to. So, in a nutshell, that's me.
Wow.
And I'm really excited to talk about self-love and self-esteem, because it's really personal to me, being able to love yourself. I always say that the best person to love me is me. So it's really nice to be here. And I'm also grateful for this opportunity that J.RODRIGUEZ Entertainment has given me. Yeah. Back to you, Michelle.
Thank you so much, Zippy. So before you get to give us your experience about your self-esteem issues or self-love, I would like to hear from people in the audience what they feel about the topic and the video in general. So I'll invite Immaculate Atiambo. Immaculate.
Yay, sasa nani anacheka?
Sijui kwa nini nilikuwa nishakuona ukiitwa.
Msikue hivyo.
So Immaculate, give us your view about the topic. How do you feel about the topic? What are your expectations? etc. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the topic is a very nice topic, because I think kila mtu at some point in life you have felt like you're not good enough, And so the topic in general is just a nice topic, like it covers all of us, both male and female. And for me, it's a nice topic. And by the end of the day, I hope to learn, like, if there is something that, and I hope everyone will learn that, if there is something, right, okay, there's no one who can love you more than yourself. And I hope we learn how to, like, accept ourselves the way we are, our flaws. And yeah, in general, just know how to love ourselves and how to react when people tell us things that are not, that are not well.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll give a male this time. John Juguna, hello. John, can you hear me? Okay, John Aki Jisatwe. Let me ask Ian Lizzie. Is it Ian? Ian, can you hear me? Hey, Rodrigo, hawa wanaume wako hataki kuongea. It's okay. Let me choose a lady. Eve Anya, how are you? From AOV season 3.
Ati wanaume hataki kuongea, ni venye tunacheza chini bana. Usiku tunakuanga na base.
Kila session.
Tunakuanga wanaume bwana, si kila siku. Ndio tunachezanga chini. Uliza mwingine.
Kaeni tu hapo. Hiyo ndo mtapitwa na BBI. Eve Anya. Hata Eve amefreeze. It's okay. Let me look for some. Sarah J. Can you hear me? Rodrigo, sijui uambia.
Watu wanacheza chini leo. John, can you hear us?
Yes.
Good. Hi John, how are you?
Mzuri sana, habari?
Mzuri sana. Michelle ndio huyo John amekuja sasa.
Ni sauti yako tu.
Yes.
John, ambia watu wako kwa room wanyamaze, tunawasikia.
Mimi nawasikia.
Oh, ambia wenye wako kwa hiyo room yako wanyamaze, tunawasikia. Okay, Michelle, ask John the question now. He's here.
Oh, so John, I was asking like your views about the topic. What are your expectations from this topic? Yeah.
First of all, missy topic.
Umeland too.
We land too. Yes.
Okay, who else? Sijauliza Rodrigo. So Rodrigo.
Nilikuwa najua tu ni mimi unataka kuuliza. Okay, sawa, niulize.
Lazima kuwe na male version, you know. Na wewe ndio represent.
Mimi ndiye MCA wanaume, niulize.
So give us your views about the topic, your expectations. It's coming.
In retrospect, I think self-love and self-esteem, of course, it's something so important that we need to learn, and it's something that we need to pay attention to, mostly because self-esteem plays a very important role with regards to who we become in the future, and just not just self-esteem, but also the ability of being able to love yourself. And I let me speak this from experience. I'm a guy with a disability in Kenya. And that in itself is a cause for alarm, because most of the time, guys like me are coming from the history of Kitambo. People with disabilities, we used to be thrown away in the forest or left to be eaten by animals. So when you're growing up with the mentality of people telling you you are not enough, you will never make it in life. There's nothing, there's nothing that is worthwhile that is of you. I can even, give a testimony and say, I don't know how many times I've gone to companies to ask for jobs, and someone just comes up and says, you know what, sisi hatukupei job because you are on a wheelchair or you're a wheelchair user and things like that. So that kind of does actually tend to mess with your self-esteem. Part of the reason why I am the person that I am today is because I am very strong-willed as a person. So I'm the kind of person who's quote unquote impervious to something, but that imperviousness comes because I had a very, very good support system from my mom, who kept on telling me and building my self-esteem. I don't know if I'm making sense, Michelle.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So my mom built my self-esteem and helped me make it stronger. But then even after she did that, I had to come to the realization of self-love by myself. Hata kama watu wengine hawakuoni kama uko hivi, you need to love yourself enough for all of them. You know, love yourself enough for the world, right?
Yeah.
I hope nimekujibu.
Yeah, so umesema you needed someone to boost you in order ukue na your self-esteem that you needed. That is your mom, yeah?
Yes.
So kila mtu anataka to just one person to believe in them, ama to show them that they are worthy, ama you can do it alone.
Yes. No, you can't do it alone. What I've come to learn in this life is, and of course you'll see even in J.RODRIGUEZ Entertainment, that's what we now do, because our tagline is spread the love, share the joy, spread the love, because we believe in being able to become support to someone, a supporting system to someone, because in this life you can never make it on your own. And it's not just about making it. It's about being able to stand by yourself. There are days, even now, when I go to offices, as strong as I am, and someone says something and it triggers something in me, like, yani huyu jamaa ameona tu kwa sababu niko kwa wheelchair nadhani I can't do, I can't say. Ama sometimes even when I'm dating, for example, if I'm dating and a lady, says 1, 2, 3, ama nakata for, 4, 5, 6, and things like that. So to answer your question, yes, we cannot do it by ourselves. We need a support system. And for me, that support system came majorly, 95.9% came from my mom, who kept reminding me of who I am and whose I am.
Yeah. We bless the Lord for your mom. Zippy, back to you. Zippy.
Yes.
So,
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, give us your experiences with self-esteem. Have you ever experienced like self-esteem issues?
Yeah, I believe everyone at one point or another has experienced self-esteem issues. I think for me, I've had several episodes of low self-esteem. One was, I'll share some incidences. I remember when I was in school and when I was in high school. So it happened that kiatu yangu ilikuwa imetoka sol. Then when I took it to the cobbler, the fundi, he was like, alitengeza sol hiyo by the ilikuwa imekaa vibaya kabisa. So I go to school and then the first thing nauliza, hey, hizi viatu leo ulikuwa umeamua zichimbe viazi, it really like got me off guard because I was like, hey, na ndo unajua umeslay, So it really, for me, was an issue at that time. So I felt like, watu hawanielewi. Then I also have 2 big teeth, hizi mbele, the front teeth. So wengine wangefikiria, wangesema like, huyu inakaa anataka kuchimba dunia. So the words that people said to me really affected me. But then one of the times that I was hit most like on self-esteem issues was when I was going through a tough time in my life and beginning to raise my children as a single mom, the biasness, just the stigma of just being a single mom. At one point, it really hit me kabisa because I felt very unworthy. I felt like everybody, not everybody, but a majority of people would judge me. Like, why are you just raising your children alone? You could have done this and this and this. And and then at that time, I also lost weight, like a lot. I really lost weight. I think there was a point I was 49 kgs. So my collarbones were like gutters. It could have harvested water. So ilikuwa really an issue. Leso ninakunja, there is no supporting document ya kukusaidia with kufunga leso, but it really got to me because there are friends that I had and they were like, hey, you really cut on weight. I do not see us having that conversation, like us even talking, us being friends. So it really got to me and I questioned myself a lot, like, why is it that I'm going through this? It's not something that I want. It's not something that I really I never planned to be in such a position. I've also had low self-esteem in my workplaces. Like, you go to a workplace where people think that you're not capable and even showing it before people. And because my community, my nature of work, I go to the community. So there are times you will get somebody telling you, I really need to read all those notes that you want to go and facilitate on. And it really made me like, just take a back seat, like not being comfortable with even just portraying what I want. And so I remember at one point somebody telling me that I am really slow in how I speak, so I shouldn't speak in front of people. So that really like got me aback and really affected my self-esteem.
Okay. Wow, that's
Yeah.
a very good example. And so before we get to the experiences that you've been
Mm-hmm.
able to pass through, how to get out of it, maybe we can start from the basis of self-esteem before we even get to self-love. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe in your own words, in just a short way, how can you describe self-esteem?
For me, self-esteem is my self-worth, or the tag price that I put on myself. You see, the way you go to a supermarket and you see all brands of sugar, 1 kg costing 200, other costing 100. So it's basically the tag that I've put on myself, the price tag that I have on myself.
Okay, that is nice. And now there is where we get to branch it to have like low self-esteem and high self-esteem. And basically, let's
Yes.
we need to deal with the low self-esteem, whereby I
Mm-hmm.
know venye tumesema too many people wamepitia through such, and we might not be able to have experience to share all experiences with what we have personally passed through, but we've gotten to hear yours. And maybe you can tell us how your journey has been. Has it gotten to a point where you got to hate yourself, ama you got to shut kujitoa kwa watu, ama how was your journey before you realized now you need to work on it?
So, well, for me, one, everybody's journey is different. Like the way Rodriguez has said, his journey was different, and my journey has been different. So, the first thing that I came to realize is that I withdrew from people, being that I am an extrovert. So, I would really go out, and that's where I get my energy with people. But then I really withdrew from people. I never wanted to talk with people because I didn't feel confident enough to just even stand before even a children's choir or just a Sunday school, because all the words still came back to me like, yeah, Zippy, you can't stand before people. Zippy, unavuta maneno. Zippy, this and this and this and this. Zippy, you're not good enough. And I remember for me being that it said mganga hajigangi, that of course, yeah, we all go through our issues even if we are therapists. So I had people walking with me, people who stood by me. I had friends like who really, yes, walked with me, but they gave me tough love. Like, Zippy, you're beyond this. You need to get out of that pity party. Because what happens with self-esteem when it's low, you now go back to the pity party, like, "Oi, me, I cannot make it. Me, oh, what?" As in, you'll have all the reasons as not to make it. But then for me, I just decided that, yeah, because I have people working with me, I'll be able to come out and say that, yes, this is what I am doing. So, and then I started, it has been a journey. Of course, it's not like, I would say, pesa pap, that in the morning you had low self-esteem, in the evening you just have automatic high self-esteem. It's not like that, because every other day we have interaction with people. There are people who are out there, their sole purpose in life is just to hurt you. So you have to also grow a thick skin. So I started doing self-positive talk, like an affirmation, affirming myself that I am beautiful, affirming myself that I am not my mistakes, affirming myself that the past is just the past and I have so much to offer. And the fact that other people believed in me really motivated me just to make a step and just to say that this is what I am doing. And then also I decided I do not want negativity, because there's a way that negativity just comes and just messes up your self-esteem. So for me, I really drew a borderline, like, if you're negative, me and you cannot be on the same WhatsApp group. So, and it really worked well for me. So I have done progressively, I have let go of negative people in my life. And when I see this person is negative, I just tell them that our energies cannot be fit. And then something else I have learned, there are things that I can change about myself. I can change to some extent my weight, because right now, you remember I mentioned about the Leso story. Right now, at least I have added weight, because now I even began eating right. I began like doing exercises. But then there are things that I cannot change. I cannot change my teeth. So what I will do, I will smile with them, because I am unique and fearfully and wonderfully made. And then I've realized that what I cannot change, I will learn to cope with. What I can change, then I will progressively change. And then something else that I've realized is that I do not need to move from 0 to 100% pap. As long as I've moved from 0 to 1%, that for me is progress. I strive for progress, not perfection. Because one thing I've realized is at no point will I ever be perfect. I tell people, because I'm a Christian, I'm just a chief sinner saved by grace. Because even if I'm a Christian, there's no point that I'll be perfect. So I no longer strive for perfection. I'll strive for progress, because I know with progress, I can attain that a day at a time. So basically, for me, that has worked out. I also do a lot of mirror challenge, mirror talk. Like, I stand before the mirror, I talk to the person that I see on the mirror, and the person that I see on the mirror is me. So I speak life to that person that I see. And I've seen that it really works it really works very, very well with me, because I will speak good things in the morning. At one point, my children thought I am crazy and I need to go to Madare, until I now decided to express to them and show them how it works. And for them now, this is what they do. They go stand on the mirror, they speak to the mirror, they speak to themselves, they speak positive words, they speak words of affirmation, and it really, really helps. So yeah, for me, those are some of the things that have worked well for me. And then importantly, I've realized that I am not perfect. I have strengths and weaknesses, and I make mistakes. And when I make mistakes, I am quick to forgive myself. And then I capitalize on my strengths, the things that really make me. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Back to you, Liz.
Thank you for that. And one thing I'm really loving about all this is the way you say that it's see pesa pap. It's not something that you tell yourself in the morning at no, I am okay, and you move on with life. And another thing that I have loved, how you say that everyone has their own story, how you were able to experience yours and how you got out of it might be different from someone else. But before even we go to anything. And sometimes we can get people think that they have low self-esteem. Like there are so many, how do I call it? Like they use that word wrongly. Like if anything happens in their lives, or like nikona low self-esteem, if someone else like nikiona ana amenyamaza ama he's just there and we just assume that she has low self-esteem. So maybe you can tell us, how do you get to know that you have low self-esteem? What is it that we look at and then go like, by the way, this is getting to me low self-esteem?
Okay. Well, it works differently for different people, like I said, and also because of our personality. But you'll find that some people who have low self-esteem, one, they will withdraw from people because they feel like they do not have anything to offer. So you'll find that most of the time they have withdrawal tendency. They are moody. Sometimes they do not finish up their assignment because they're like, "Hata nikimaliza, what will happen?" So you will find some of them like that. You will also find some who really go out, like not really a talkative person or an extroverted person, but you will find them in groups, just trying to fit in there. And because when they are on themselves, they don't show what they are worth of. So you will find that sometimes some of them, but not all of them, some people with low self-esteem, they will just be in a crowd but really hide in it, just to be seen and not to be heard. And then you will find somebody who has low self-esteem will never believe in themselves. They will have excuses. They will see all the negativity in them and never see their positive side.
Yeah. So, Zip, from all those testimonies, what are the major causes of low self-esteem?
So there are many major causes. One is family and upbringing. Some of us who are brought up, especially for those of us who are brought up by older parents, like the ones that were in NYS or in the military, not this generation. Some of them, the words that our parents told us really affected us because they made us feel like, this one is, I am not worth it. Like growing up and being told, shetani ni afadhali, unakaa nugu, ng'ombe, wewe ni ng'ombe, wewe ni mjinga kama mama yako. So those words, you were raised hearing those words in an environment that you've been demeaned. You've been told your sister is better than you, so you're not worth it. So that childhood experiences and trauma, and even just family setup, then experiences. Some of us have been through experiences or have made wrong decisions in life such that coming out of it is really an issue. Like either you got involved with a wrong guy or you made a wrong business decision, so your business has gone under. So you're like, how can I even just start again? And then even just our physical physique, how we look, like the way Rodrigo was saying, you are born with a disability, or maybe you're skinny, you're a 1GB, or maybe you're plump. So those are the things that really can make you have a low self-esteem, because right now we're living in a world that if I'm too skinny, it's wrong. If I am too big, it is wrong. That is why right now you even get some people, skinny girls. I was once in a group of skinny little girls who were striving to add weight. And one of the things we were told to do is eat chicken mash, chakula ya kuku, so that we add weight. So because we felt like, because we are not curvaceous, something is wrong with us. Or you're born with a disability, either you cannot walk, you are blind. So those are some of the things that can really make you have a low self-esteem. Our environment, like who do we interact with? Even our friends can make us have a low self-esteem. Like having friends who they would say it's just a joke, but mtu anakwambia wewe unakuanga mjinga, such that it is ingrained in you kabisa that you're a fool. And it's not a big deal to him, but he's insulting you and will never apologize for that, because he says it to other people that you're a fool and it's okay with them, but for him it's just another day, just another statement for them, but it really hurts you. So for me, those are the areas that I've seen people having being causes of low self-esteem. So, something else is even our education system can make us have low self-esteem. Like we were told, if you're in school, you only have to focus in school. Kuna wengine wetu hesabu na sisi ni different directions. We cannot, even if we go to school for 12 years, 15 years, there is no way that it will get in us. We only know when it comes to finances and maths, just our normal budget. So you will find that education system, because we are all gifted differently, but our education system can really mess us up, because you are forced to believe that you are only worth if you get an A, if you get a B. If you get an E and you can sing, you're still not at a good place. If you can get a C, but you're good in basketball, in netball, in sports, you're still not at a good place. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Zippy, what advice can you give to parents who insult their children or beat them up because they can't do anything right, or to people who maybe insult or undermine the slow learners in class, or to bosses who undermine their employees, and even to our own peers who just undermine you because you don't have, maybe you're not as wealthy as they are, or you don't have certain clothes according to the current thing, So what advice can you give to people, these self-esteem issues among people?
I have learned one thing over in life, that we know, one, we can never be perfect, and we are all different, but we are all special in our ways, and we need to realize that at the end of the day, somebody is unique, so respect them. For parents, I would say this: our children really get the words. We never forget. Like for you, Michelle, I know that you remember the words that your parent or your mom told you when you were young. You remember that insult, the word that she said. So I would say nurture, because you see, a home is the first environment where a child learns. So if she learns, or if he learns that she's not worth it, she's been forced to believe that, then that's how she will grow. And then you wonder why she's not performing in school, why she's not doing the right things. And sometimes those children, really, when you go out there and you find that some children are very naughty or abusive, it's because what they want is they're seeking attention. They want people to notice them. So, but what they are doing is that they're having aggression. It's like a defense mechanism. They're having aggression so that you can notice them, because already they've been told they are not good enough. So they will really show you that by there, it's true, I am not good enough. For the bosses, this is what I would say. If you see somebody is not maybe performing up to your standards, get to know why is it that they're doing it. Because some of them you'll find they are qualified, but is the environment really friendly for them even to just show up and just do what is right? Yeah, are they in a good position to just to be nurtured? And then I would say, if you see potential in somebody, even as a boss, nurture them, mentor them so that they can really work on being a better person, so that they can deliver. Because once you give them an environment to just once you give them an environment to just showcase their talent, to showcase their skills, then they will be able to just blossom. And then for friends, sometimes I know people will be abusive, people will insult other people, and you know why? It's because it's a defense mechanism, like I said. So because he or she was abused when she was young, because he gets all the abuses from the boyfriend and from the girlfriend, he will just come and throw it on you. So most of our friends are bleeding on us, and we are not the reasons as to why they have those wounds. But I would say, seek out, just have a personal reflection and understand, Am I wounded? Do I really have low self-esteem? And are there ways that I can work on them? Yeah.
And to go on with that, the courses that you've given us for having low self-esteem, I have gotten to that it is lying on people who are around us, people that we love, people that we we care about, people who are close to us. So what do you think about that? Is it that people who are close to us, like, do we like give them a chance to make us have low esteem? The people who are around us the major causes of us having low self-esteem?
Partly they are. Partly they are, partly they are not. I always say, I live in Kenya, I live with my family. It's easy for my family to hurt me more than it is for somebody who's living in the States, because the one living in the States does not know me, but my family knows me. But then there's this other side that you have the upper hand. You have the power within you to ensure that you've guarded your personal space. But yes, is it that they hurt you? Of course they do, because they will hurt you through the words that they say. Like, you're not good enough, you're not beautiful enough like me, you do not have the skills. Mimi nimesoma kukuliko, wewe ulifika tu class 8. What do you think you can do? So basically, yes, they can hurt you, but I've also learned that once you are able to know your worth, it goes back to who is Zippy, who is Liz, what is it that I have, what is it that I can offer to myself, what is it that I can offer to the world. And once you know even your purpose, once you know what we call the why question, why is it that you are on earth, then it gives you an opportunity just to guard your energy, to guard your space, that people will not just come and just walk on you.
Wow. There are so many ways. There are so many ways for people to have low self-esteem, and I'm loving the fact that it all starts from me, because I'm sure there's most of what I hear is that the world tends to see what you show them. So if Ukona's self-esteem low, it gets to a point where people will see you at that. And if when you umesema to how we get it to be personal, we have it personal and we get to affirm ourselves. It's not really as easy as it sounds when you umesema, see it, you wake up in the morning and then you okay. So we can maybe get from your personal experience. How did you get to realize that now I need imefika to this point that I think I just need to maybe keep off negative people in my life? To what extent, ama to what ilifika to point gani yenye ulikuwa zile anyway I'm just in ile inasema tu enough is enough, I need now to work on myself. And how was the journey? How was the journey of getting out of it?
Well, for me, I think we all get to a point in life where we say enough is enough. So for me, got to a point where I realized that I was not living, I was just existing. Like, tumeamuka asubuhi, okay, yeah, it's okay. What am I doing today? Nothing. It's okay. I realized that I had gone off track in terms of not even doing the things that I used to love. I would wake up in the morning and I would just sit on the TV, sometimes not even eat, because I'm just doing the binge watching. I'm just there. I withdrew from people. But then I found strength within me and also looking at my children, because they would wake up, Sasa mom, you're awake, and things like that. And sometimes you even do not have the energy for that. But then also I have my family that has been there for me, has really been supportive. So I looked for people who can walk the journey with me, who will not booty leak and just, there are people, sometimes it gets to a point in life where you need people who give you tough love and not just sugarcoating things and not just feeling that, let me just say this so that I can please you. Sometimes you do not need people pleaser, you need people that are real with you. And then I allowed myself to feel the pain. Yeah, I think I am losing in so many things. I think my esteem is getting low. I do not feel worth it. But for me, then it began a journey where I decided I am unique, and regardless of what people say, I am unique. You will walk by the way, the whole of this world, but you can't find a zippy like me. And I'm glad that you won't find a zippy like me, because one, I realized that I am unique. I can't keep on comparing myself with other people. Yes, there are things that I want in life, but I do not have them at the moment. But then that doesn't mean that I'm less of a human being, because most of us have we love comparing ourselves, especially this generation. You have a car, Liz, so why is it that I do not have a car? Is there something wrong with me? But then I've learned not to compare myself, because I learned my worth, and then I was able to rebuild my purpose. I was able to figure out what I wanted, because I felt like for so many years I had wasted so many years. The way you waste like 7 years, 8 years, and then you're wondering, how do I pick up? But then I also realized that sometimes I don't need to go back to where I wanted to start. I can start from where I am, build my own story. I use my story to motivate people. I realized that maybe if I never went through what I went through, I'd never have a story to share today at Youthful Expression, because I do not have that experience. But then I have me, I have what it takes. I do positive affirmation like crazy. I talk to myself like a crazy person would, you would say is a crazy person talking to themselves. And that is what I have learned. And then I have also learned that sometimes things won't always work the way I want them to work, but then they will always work out. Being a Christian has also helped me, because I know in his time, he makes everything good. So that has really made me really work on me. And then I've also loved to love my body. There are things I cannot change. I have stretch marks in a barabara. That is well. That is me, because they also tell a story. I have big teeth. I can smile like without having issues and everything, because that is who I am. Because you won't get a smile like mine. You won't get a person like me. So for me, that has really worked a lot. And I'm loving the journey every other day, because I discover myself anew. I boost my self-esteem. I read books a lot, because I go out to talk to people. So reading books really also helped me just to understand more, to get more knowledge and everything. So what happens is, once I read that book, it also boosts my esteem, because now I have the information.
Yeah. So Zippy, is it okay when we say like comparison is the major factor that causes esteem? Like comparing,
Yeah, it is one of the major factor. Mm-hmm.
Like from the interviews that I conducted, so we could see people,
Mm-hmm.
mostly girls, like they wanted to be like their model icons. They wanted to have bigger
Mm-hmm.
hips, and others wanted to have
Mm-hmm.
maybe, lack of a better word, bigger boobs. So this
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
comparison, someone told them, if you are looking like this, maybe you'll be much beautiful, you'll be hotter. So is it true when you say that
Mm-hmm.
comparison is the major factor that causes low self-esteem?
Yeah. So yeah, comparison is one of the major factors. And you know why? It's because of the societal expectations. We have grown up to believe that if I am size 8, then I am good enough to become a model. If I am size 15, I really need to struggle. I will stop eating. I will have my last meal at 3 p.m. so that I can lose weight. I will start eating, is it guava leaves? Taking juice from that. But then Once you realize that, if you have boobs kidogo kama birigori, that is fine. If you have big boobs like watermelon, that is you. Find your uniqueness. You see, once you find your uniqueness and you realize that, I'm just easy, I don't have to fall into the societal expectations. We were not created to fit in. We were created to stand out. So if you have small boobs, stand out with your small boobs. If you have big boobs, stand out. If you have like you're very curvaceous, extremely extra large, extra big, that big size, stand out. You are not made to fit in, you're made to stand out. And once you realize that I need to stand out, these other things will be shenanigans. And of course, I can't blame the people that want to compare themselves with other people because of the community. We've been told at 25 you need to be married, you need to have your own house, you need to have your own car. At 25, seriously, at 25, maybe that's when you're coming out of uni, and once you compare yourself, that is the reason as to why you will find some girls, younger girls, your age, having sponsors because they need to fit in. They need to have that Mercedes. They need to have that Lamborghini. You will find them now having STDs, sexually transmitted degrees, because they want to have like honors, first class honors and things like that. They want to have distinction, but it's not because that is what they were meant to be. That is not what they needed to have, but because of that comparison, it has really messed up so many people that you will find that if I am not dressing in the latest trend, then something is wrong with me. And you will find with that also we have issues of body shaming because we think that we are perfect than the other person. But once you realize that even yourself, there's something that you would want better in your life, but you will never get that. So learn to adjust and to live with it.
Yeah.
Michelle and Elizabeth, maybe just to add something to what Zipporah is saying, and I hope you guys can hear me, yeah? Here's the thing, there's something that she's also said that is very important. Even the media in itself is a very, very bad influencer with
Yes.
what is happening now. And it's very, very important for you to understand where you stand. If you've noticed everything that Zipporah is talking about, the one thing that is the root that she wants you to get is you need to be your own person. That is the only way that you can be able to thrive in this life. Because I'm a media guy, and I'll tell you, we have been part of teams that further a certain agenda. Today, big boobs are trending, so that's what we're going to go with.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow,
Yeah.
no, big boobs are not trending, so we're going to go with light-skinned girls more than dark-skinned girls. And that is the kind of conversations. So, and I mean, a good example would be someone like Vera Sidika. During her time when she was starting up, light-skinned girls were the thing. But now that she's light-skinned and everything, I mean, Jews in the amejirudisha melanin bado kwa sababu sasa ladies with dark skin have now come back to fashion. So it's very important for you to understand yourself, understand your body. Those of you who have listened to some of the sessions we had Kiki Wangendo, who's the girl that went, she admitted to infecting men with HIV deliberately. And if you listen to her, she'll say the same thing unasikia Zipporah akisema. We are not getting the education. We are getting the education of academia, but not the education of being able to sit ourselves down and tell ourselves, by the way, I'm good with the way I am, and I'm very, very okay with the way I am. And there's something else that Zipporah has added to say, which is what I want to add on as well and say this. There are some people you have to love from afar. Kuna watu wa kupendwa kwa umbali.
Exactly.
Watu wa kupendwa kwa umbali. Wale wenye you love them, yes, but seeing them, good God Almighty, you have to see them every once in a full moon. Ikiwezekana, hata ikiwezekana, mimi I'll give an example. I have a friend of mine, she's not a friend, she's one of my family members. Huyo tunakutananga ikiwezekana probably after every 2 years. Why? Because I've learned to love them from afar. Yeah, because Those kind of people, and knowing that your family is important to you. If they are important to you, and of course they are, you have to know that the words they say will mean something to you, whether you want to or not. So if you have someone with you who is a negative speaker, remove them from your life. I usually say when I speak to my students, my definition of love is simple: giving someone the power to hurt you, but trusting them not to. So the moment they hurt you, then that subsides from being love, because that is not what love is. You get? So there are people you need to love from afar. Yeah.
Ni kweli. So watu wangu tuache body shaming. Zinatu affect huko nje. Zinatu suffocate. So you stop body shaming.
Exactly.
Our imperfections makes us perfect. Na kuna kitu mtafanya. So back to you, Zippy.
Ukweli. Na nani ulisikia wapi ati ukikuwa mkonde ama ukiwa umenona sasa you are the best person? It doesn't make you the best person.
In fact, if anything, this is what I say whenever somebody wants to body shame me. You know what I tell them? I am perfectly imperfect.
Thank you. Hapo.
Exactly.
Yeah. We are all equally important. So kuna mtu anafaa feel superior than the other because of how you look. Kila mtu ana imperfections zake. So we just embrace them and move on. So Zippy, can you say that some of mistakes leads to low self-esteem? The mistakes we do as we grow.
Can we say that
some mistakes lead to self-esteem?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think they do, and I think even from a personal experience or whatever I have shared, is that let's say you've been in a wrong relationship. You had like just your whole life ahead of you, and then this wrong relationship really drains you, and then you hear it will end in tears. So it ends up in tears, but these tears, you end up getting hurt to a point that you really wonder how you're going to cope with everything, and then now you have to start life again. So when you're in the process of starting life again, you ask yourselves so many questions like, why did I do the things that I did? Who is going to accept me? Like, how do I even start life? What are the things that I need to do? I have so many wasted years. How do I go about it? So yes, sometimes they do, especially when you're still in the past, when you've not forgiven yourself, or when you've not let go of that situation, or when you've not allowed yourself to learn from the mistakes. Because I always say, even when mistakes happen, you can always learn lessons from that. So when you've not allowed yourself to learn lessons from that, chances are high that it will really make your esteem go low.
Yeah, thank you, Zippy, for that. Before I give Elizabeth the chance to read the comments and the questions, I would like to say they're not your mistakes. They are what you did, not who you are. So any mistake that you move on from it, learn and move on from it. Don't let you affect you. The mistakes you do, they are what you did, not who you are.
True. So, and then just to add on that, Michelle, I read a quote somewhere that mistakes are not a home to live in. They are schools to learn from.
Yeah.
So you learn and move. They are not a home to live in. So once you decide that this is where I need to learn my lessons from, then learn and move on and decide and just purpose to become a better person. First for you and then for the other people. Because when you become a better person for you, that's what you reflect and you radiate to the other people.
Yeah.
I am really getting to learn a lot, and people are sharing, and we are all getting to learn. And kuna hii yenye to begin with, Sarah was also struggling with the same, and history ya compare, and she compared, she was not feeling good enough to compare to her twin sister. So, and let me just read it how it is. I struggled with self-esteem because I felt I was not good enough compared to my twin sister. We are not identical, and she's more daring and risk taker than I. And structure-wise, she has always been bigger. That means she has been able to do more work, hard work, and try anything that came her way. She never struggled eating like I did, meaning if unwell, she could easily cope, and I would, and I was often though be a weakling or unwilling compared to her. So that is about comparison. Now I am loving that we have talked about that, comparing ourselves. If you just get to love us, this is inile personal. Ile yenye you just love, you get to love yourself, you get to love me for who I am. And there's something else I have loved about body shaming and getting to love your body venye iko. Kwanza venye umeiweka kama uko na nini, uko na mwili na kaje, you just accept it, because I think acceptance and what we were talking about self-love. Now maybe we can now tuende hiyo kwa self-love, where you just get to love yourself and you get to accept yourself, and that's the first step of getting out of these self-esteem issues. And people are so Carol says that I learned to be unique in everything that I do. I'm unique because I don't share my fingerprints even with any of my parents. So why should I compare myself with other people? Unique. That is true. That is very true. We get to be unique. We need to stand out. We need to be our own brand. Hey, nakwambia, this is really nice. And there's this thing of flowing with the trend. Najua, you want to go with how the trend is going. If kama tunavaa this kind of clothes, that is how we want to wear. Kama tunataka ile yenye you just want to fit in. And maybe we can talk about hii issue ya ku try to fit in. Most especially this happens when marafiki. Most especially there is this group of friends that we get to have in every department that we are in, and sometimes it gets to a point that you want to blend in na wao, maybe how they do their things, maybe how they speak. So maybe kama ni watu for those who understand. So what advice would you give to fit in, ama you just be you, and what when you wanafaa kuwa in your life they will come? What advice would you give to such people?
I would say, Liz, one, we can't always fit in, and that's the problem. You see, sometimes we want to fit ourselves in a tuk-tuk, yet our body size cannot allow us to get inside a tuk-tuk. Maybe we need to be riding a Ferrari, tumeng'ang'ana tu na motorbike. And the mistake or the negative side of trying to fit in is you will lose yourself in the process of fitting in. Have you seen, like, if it's trending, there are jeans that are trending, they are just okay with body size, but then wherever you're there, Kawan GB, you want to fit in there, it doesn't look good on you, then people now start laughing at you or making fun at you, making some comments. I would say, and this is something that I've learned, life is all about knowing where you stand, what is your purpose, and realizing that it is okay not to fit in, because most of the times we want to fit in, and it makes us like even do things that we are not supposed to do. And sometimes what I ask people, and even what I ask myself, is that what is the SI unit when you're finding physics, SI unit of being the best kind of girl? What is the SI unit for me to fit in? You'll realize there's no SI unit for that. Once you realize that you're just okay the way you are, then you won't need to have the pressure to fit in. Of course, it's good to progress in life. It's good to have a good education. It's good to have fun. It's good to travel if that is that is what you want to do. But then that doesn't mean that because everyone is traveling, I need to travel. Then I get into debt because I want to pay bonfire adventures to go to Mombasa, doing things that really will cost me. I say if it's going to cost you, then don't do it. It's not worth it.
Yeah. So ZP, I would really like to relate with what Christine Athiambo has said. They are those
Yes.
they are those friends who body shame us, yet they are very close to us. They have actually turned it into a joke, laugh about it, but deep inside, unajambaya. So like I can really relate to it. Like for example, maybe you are well built, the plum, you see, then you are out with your friends. All of a sudden, you know you're hungry, but when you go out, they're like, huyu ameshiba, huoni tu venye amejaa. You see, that's not good. How people try to make maybe your imperfections a joke, and they just want you to understand because they stay. So what advice can you give to such people?
This is what I will say, speak it out. And if possible, just quit that group. Why? Because it's a negative energy and it will drain you completely, because every other time you're hooking up with them, you'll be wondering, leo watasema nini? Watasema inakula sana. Because personally, I am a foodie. Like I eat, anytime for me can be eating time. But sinoni, but you find people saying, huyu anapenda kukula na hanuni. So you wonder, why is it and I'm not eating their food? So I've realized that it gets to a point where you have to stand firm. Like you have to stand on your ground and tell these people, I am just the way I am. So if you can't be with me, if you can't shape up, shape out, just leave. Or if it's possible, just to walk out. You will find people who will walk the journey with you. Because if you allow people to step on you, they will step on you automatically, because they know, tuta make a comment too, and it's not going to make a difference. It's just okay. I know we have jokes and everything, but then we need to have a limit, because I always tell people to ask themselves, if I was one who was being told that, would I be happy? So is it adding value? If it's not adding value, then leave. You just walk out, just go. You don't need to be with people who are draining you and you call them friends. Those are not friends. They are energy suckers. They are energy vampires who will just mess up with you completely. And if somebody maybe has
we
an
call them
issue with you,
succubus.
yeah. And if somebody has an issue with you, because we have blind spots, because we do not know everything, sometimes I want feedback. I need feedback from people to grow, because there are things that I do not know about myself. Talk to me in private. You don't need to body shame me in public. Maybe you do not know my struggle. Maybe I have a condition that's making me overweight. Maybe I am obese. Get to know my struggles before making some ugly comments, before saying this and this. Because if you're not walking in my shoes, you can never really know who I am. You can never understand the pain that I am going through.
Yeah. And if you are here and hiyo ndo tabia yako, you need to stop.
Wachana nayo. Machua. Kuwa mtu mzima.
Imagine someone can see you just because you're built, then ako like, huyu anakaa kona pesa, and you know hadi uko nafuliza. You know that's not good. It's like they're trying to mock you to see penye unaweza fika.
Let me tell you something, Michelle, that I know is fact. Michelle and Elizabeth. This is something that I also tell my students all the time, and it's very controversial, but this is how I say it. It's the same thing that Zipporah has said, but this is how I say it. Never, ever have secrets with the devil. What does that mean? It means find someone, or even if it is God, use whatever secret that you have, whatever that thing that is pulling you down, tell it to God, so that it loses the power that it has on you, so that by the time someone is making a comment over it, I'll give an example. Mimi, as a guy who has a disability, I remember having to face a lot of discrimination, even in works, places of work and things like that. But the moment a friend of mine came and told me, you know what, this is the secret. Get someone that is your friend. Ama, just even talk to God if you don't have, a friend that you trust. Whatever that secret is, that thing that you're keeping to yourself, that thing that is pulling you down, that anchor that is pulling you down and iko karibu kufanya using, tell it to God so that it loses the power of secrecy. and the devil will never use it against you ever again. Even when people speak against it, kama sahi, and Michelle, of course, knows this because we people who have been around me, even if you make a joke about my disability, utashanga sana. Tutacheka hapo na wewe vile ujaya. In fact, I remember coming to AOV2, the awarding ceremony, and people didn't know that I'm using a wheelchair. I'm a wheelchair user. I remember the shock on most contestants' faces. They're like, guy, kumbe tumekuwa tukinini na huyu jamaa. By the end of that session, Musa Omondi, not Immaculate wasn't. Musa Omondi, who's this? Rogoro Kenya was there, and we were making jokes, and even Zipporah was there, and we were making jokes. And at the end of the day, it flows. So never have secrets with the devil. Yeah.
I think we all need to know that we are good enough. You deserve the good things. You're smart enough. You're worthy of love and respect. You're just amazing, just the way you are. Show people how to treat you. Don't let them how to treat yourself. Yeah.
Exactly. And if I may add something, imagine if we were all tall or if we were all short, it would just be a boring world. So if you just realize that by me being tall, by me being skinny, by me being plump, I'm just adding value to the world. I'm making the world a more beautiful place. Then that really motivates you a lot.
Yeah. There's someone who have said here, and maybe we can discuss that and discuss something else. When you are wounded, you bleed even on people who have nothing to do with your wound, and that is interesting. And I want to associate that with the fact that sometimes it's not, you don't just come out clean. It's not as simple as it is to admit that you have low self-esteem. It's something that you are proud of. So let's talk about first acknowledging and accepting that you are in that stage, and talking about how it's the first step of maybe getting out of it. So maybe you can tell us from your experience, was it the first thing that helped you to get out of accepting that it is painful, whatever someone said, it's painful and it's hurting, and you have to accept that first? What can you say about that?
Yeah, it's true. It gets to a point in life where you have to decide that I'm not doing this kind of thing again. Like I keep on hurting people around me and I keep on hurting myself. So you have to just make a decision. And like I say, I think I said this earlier, it gets to a point where and you need to realize that there are some things that the world cannot do for you, that you need to do the thing for yourself. So once you realize that working on your self-esteem, yes, you will have people who believe in you, but then you also have to believe in yourself. It will really help you in just starting the journey to growing, to realizing that you're a good person, to understanding yourself, just discovering who you are, your strengths, your areas to work on, and just knowing that you are able to accomplish what you have been created for. That is very, very important. So, well, you asked for me. I got to that point because I realized I was hurting myself. I had issues. I had negative thoughts, a lot of negative thoughts. I wasn't a good mom to my children. I wasn't good enough. I wasn't good for the world because what I had was too much of negativity, pity party, the woye, kimimi, I cannot make it, I cannot do it in life. And when I got to that point, I realized I need to take care of me. The best person to take care of you is you. Your mom will take care of you to a certain level, especially when you are an adult, but the best person to take care of you is you. And when you realize
100%.
that, when you realize that life is not perfect, like you don't have everything like 100% in order and everything, then it will really help you to not just push and to run, but you will take that journey, really close to you, let it be intimate to you, that you are able to just become a better person, that you are able to work on yourself, to understand and just to discover or rediscover who you are.
And okay, thank you for that. And there's someone who says here, Kwanza, a failed relationship can really make someone suffer from low self-esteem. And actually, kwa hii period ya corona, there have been so many cases of breaking up of relationships, divorces to an extent of even in marriage they get to divorce, and this of breaking ups of relationships, and which actually also low self-esteem, ama una somehow it gets you to feel as if unataka tu compromise and just una feel vibaya too about it. So what are such people who have been through that in this period of corona?
I did not get the question. You broke at some point.
Oh, sorry. Saizi, unanisikia vizuri sahi?
Yeah.
My question was, kuna hiyo comment yenye nimeona anasema kuhusu failed relationships lead to low self-esteem. And so I want us to maybe talk about it, and hiyo story how this corona has affected so many relationships, and you get to relationships that maybe zimekaa for long. What advice would you have experienced that mainly through this corona period?
Yeah. Well, corona period has come. The pandemic has shown the other side of other people. They were doing things that, sorry, I have choked.
Kunywa maji zipi, kunywa maji, hakuna haraka, enda uchukue maji ukunywe.
I don't know what happened. So anyway, yeah, thank you. Like I was saying, this period has shown us things like the way we've been acting. Sometimes because of not being close pamoja, you realize that, hey, maybe you never knew that other person. And of course, generally, even without COVID, failed relationships hurt you, because if it's a serious relationship, you do not get into a relationship with an intention that after 1 week I am breaking up with this girl, after 1 week I'm breaking up with this guy. You do not get in a relationship with that in mind. Unless it's just a fling, but if it's a serious relationship, of course it happens. Then, of course, relationships, there are expectations. You've already bonded with this person, you've shared your secrets, you have really worked with him to do life together. Of course, at one point, it will really hurt you because that was not your expectation. That is not something that you wanted to happen, or that was not in your plan. So I would say, when you are even dating, ensure that you do not lose yourself in the process, because the reason as to why sometimes we lose self-esteem in after a breakup in some cases, it's because you lost yourself in the process. You lost, like, let's say, Zippy the individual. You became Zippy the girlfriend, Zippy the wife, such that you do not have anything to live for. And what happens with that? It makes you lose yourself in the process. It makes you after the breakup, you realize, hi, and what happened to Zippy? Who is Zippy? What is really happening? So I would say, and this is something that I've also learned from personal experience, that even when you're dating, even when you're in a relationship, whatever kind of relationship that you are in, do not lose yourself in the process. And when it happens, it's not a fact. Oh, yes, it is painful. Yes, it will hurt, because maybe you've invested even 1 year, 2 years with this guy. It will hurt. It's okay to feel the hurt. It's okay to feel the pain. But then what happens afterwards? Allow yourself to pick the pieces, to realize that it's better it happened that way. Maybe you had tried your best, but things were not working, and it is okay for you to feel that way. But then allow yourself to move on to the next chapter of your life. Allow yourself to rebrand yourself. Allow yourself to rediscover the new you after breakup. Yes.
Wow.
Back to you, Liz. Yeah.
That's really nice. Princess says that just be yourself. I would advise you keep your originality and be proud of yourself. You're already a resemblance of God. That should be just enough for you. For instance, imagine everyone's to impress God, a resemblance of God. Be proud of that. That is really nice. There is a question here Carol has asked. What do you do with friends that when you are down, nyinyi ni mabeshte, but when God amekuonekania wanakupiga vita? How do you handle such friends? Wakati you are down, they are there, and then when now God has helped you out of something ama out of a situation, sasa ndio they are no longer there, ni wao sasa they are there to backbite you. How do you handle such?
Hata nikuambie, even before Zipporah
Kamati
says
ya roho
anything about
chafu.
that, hata hawaitangwi kamati ya roho chafu, hao tunawaitanga roho nyeusi, roho ya black.
Black.
Yes, roho ya black. Hawa ni roho nyeusi. In fact, if anything, Mimi, if you'd ask me, I'll tell you this. Those are the kind of people we said with Zippy here, love them from afar. Kama lazima wapende, wapende kwa umbali.
Yeah, true. And then I would say something that I've learned is not everybody who says is your friend is your friend. Some people find it worth. Some people are okay when you are down because they know that now they are your savior and they take advantage of that. So that's something that you really need to ambia God akupatie a spirit of discernment, getting to know who your real friends are, getting to have people who will be there for you in season and out of season, having people that will celebrate you when umeomoka, when you are at your peak and everything is working well with you. And of course, if somebody is not happy for your success, then that's a red flag. It means that you really need to just leave the whole quote unquote friendship, because that is a negative energy. You're ni roho black. You do not need that kind of vibe with somebody. You need somebody who will tell you, now you've gone to this level, I feel you need who will push you to go to the next level. But if it's somebody who is like, we may succeed, then I don't need to be friends with her. Or these are the kind of people, when you get a job, they will say you slept your way into that job. These are the kind of people who will say, huyu aliuza kila kitu kwa nyumba. Who you sold yourself so that you can get the progress. You went to Illuminati to do this and this. I say, I'd rather have two friends who are genuine, who will be with me, who will walk the journey with me, but above all, they won't have your roho black and just being unreal with me. And of course, right now we are living in a world where people are not genuine with us, people who are not real with us. And I always say, every kind of relationship, even if it's a one-day friendship, we all have motives. Just ensure that that person's motive is genuine and it is real. Then it will help you to understand and just to know that this person tunafikania na yeye hapa. After this, I am not with this person.
Yes. And it's so sad that even maybe your own family member, blood related, is not happy for your success. Your own husband.
Yeah, it happens.
Even your own
It
boyfriend.
happens.
So sad.
And and you see what happens is because we have ile, like, is it jealousy ama kamati ya roho chafu, to a point that you feel that if this other person succeeds, it's a threat to me. because we do not realize that everybody has their path in life. My path is going from here to town. Your path could be going from here to Karen. That is where you're meant to be. That is your path. But we feel like if this person is blessed, if this person progresses, then it's a threat to me, without going back and realizing that if this person is blessed at one point or another, there will be a blessing in my life. They will help me to go to the next level. It's just like saying, huyu alipata gari, hiyo gari wachana nayo, ni ya Illuminati and everything. And then bahati mbaya, you get sick at night. Who do you call to take you to hospital? It is that friend that you're bad mouthing because he has gotten a vehicle. But once we realize that your journey is your journey, your blessing is your blessing, that's fine. For me, I always tell myself, if somebody close to me has been blessed, it means that my blessing is next. So I just need to wait. And while I am waiting for my blessing, while I'm waiting for things to open up for me, I will celebrate other people.
Yeah, true. It's high time people realize that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Zippy, we have Vip. Is it Vipcel? Vipkel? I don't know. He's saying I'm Vipkel
Mm-hmm.
Nyingi, 23 years old. I shouldered the responsibility of providing for my family at 11 years till today. I have suffered the
Mm-hmm.
low self-esteem disease for so long because I couldn't find in my age mates bracket, and also the way people used to look at me. Many people try to take
Mm-hmm.
advantage of me, but I never had anyone to share with. I thank God that right now I'm
Mm-hmm.
able to identify someone with low self-esteem, and I I'll be able to help them. I have learned to
Mm-hmm.
enjoy my own company first before I enjoy other people's company. I have also learned to be the best and appreciative person to myself and have no time to compare myself with others. I have learned to acknowledge my strength and manage my weaknesses. I trust God in more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Wow.
Zippy, you can tell us something that before we close the show, you can give us like
Okay.
remarks
Yeah,
about.
so thank you, Victor. You said he's called Victor. Thank you, Victor, for sharing your story. And I really want to say that I want to believe that it has been tough for you. Just at 11 years, and you have to provide for your family, a child providing for the family. But I also see resilience in you, that you never gave up. You were able to just daily just work, and you're now 23 and you're able to enjoy your company, enjoy just being your own cheerleader, and that is important. I want to say that sometimes life would always be the way we have planned. The days that you plan that I will wake up in the morning, I will go hustle and get money, or I want to, when I grow up, I'll go to school and study. When I go back to, I go to university, get married at 28, do this and this and this by this certain age. Sometimes it never happens the way we want to. And I would say to Victor, if you need any psychosocial support, you can get my number from Rodriguez. I will walk the journey with you just to get to understand more. That is if you still need psychosocial support. But then I would also say to everyone that allow yourself to go through your journey. It is your journey, so go through it. Enjoy the journey. When it gets painful, go through the process of pain, but then understand that you are worth, that you are unique, and that you were created for a purpose. Ideally, what you have to do is find your why. Why is it that Zippy is here? Why is it that Michelle is here? What am I meant to do? And then once you do that, you will realize that it is your life. It is not another person's life, that you are able to do what you can, and realize that you do not have to compare yourself with other people. For me, what has worked well with me is I do manifestation a lot. Like, I have statements, 10 statements that I have to repeat every day 3 times. I have a vision board, because vision board enables me to just have in my mind that what I want to achieve, and it is said, what your mind thinks, it will come to pass. So I have purpose in my life that I will have positive energy from within me. I affirm myself like a lot. I tell myself how beautiful I am. Even when there are days that I have pimples and I don't feel like it, I say I am beautiful even with those pimples. And it's a journey. I don't want you to get out of this session and then feel like now, hey, nimeomoka and I've had my self-esteem. There are days that for you to have like raise your self-esteem and have a high self-esteem, you'll have to meet your demons, you'll have to face your demons so that you can grow. So I will tell you, just walk your journey, and above all, just have mantras, just have statements that you believe in. For me, I have so many statements, but two statements that speak life to me is one, just start, chaka chaka. In Lu, just I don't know the right pronunciation, but it's just chaka chaka. Like just start. You will never have a perfect time to do to do the things that you want to do. But then just
say that
start
again.
and allow yourself.
Zipporah, say that again. Say that again. Chaka chaka. Yani wewe ndio unasema chaka chaka. Hey, mpaka damu yangu ikaruka. Because you said it very
the
well.
right way. I said it very well.
Exactly what you say. Chaka chaka. Yeah.
Tuma mpesa.
Itabidi ziruse fungi Morocco.
So yeah, I always say just start. So for you to get high self-esteem, just start and realize that what works well for you doesn't mean that necessarily has to work well for me. And then love yourself. The best person to love yourself is you. And I say my second mantra is, as long as I am breathing, I still have purpose and I will accomplish my purpose. Thank you so much.
Wow, that's so nice. We are really happy and humbled to have you. And asante sana for sharing all that with us. So maybe to just go through the chats haraka as we wind up. Gracie says our uniqueness is great. Our imperfection makes us perfect. Show people how you, not the other way around. You are good enough. You deserve the best things. You are worth of love and respect. You are amazing just the way you are. Princess hapa akasema you can also dress to hide your physical weakness rather than crazy ideas. If your physical appearance is lowering your self-esteem, do what you can do. If you have to dress up well, you just do what you can do to get yourself out of self-esteem.
Very true. And you don't have to dress it expensively. It doesn't have to be expensive. Kwenda kutafuta nguo ya 10K. There are nice mtush that you can dress. You can just dress your body. That's why I had said before, if a trouser is not fitting you, stop pushing yourself. Ati mpaka kujipaka sabuni ndio trouser itoshe. Just check your body, whatever body size, body type, and just dress it in a better way, in a good way that will also boost your self-esteem.
Yeah, thank you so much. We are happy to have you here with us and to learn from you. There's a lot we have learned from you and we are so grateful. And just a closing remark is just to say that so much has been associated with how people treat us and what people say about us, but I think at the end of it all, we also need to make sure that what we tell people is right. We speak positive words to people. Is clear that we are expecting them to be nice and to speak positive things to us, but sisi wenyewe ni sisi wa kwanza kuongea kuhusu negative people and negative things about people. So if you don't want people to be negative, don't be negative to them. If you want friends, be the good friend yourself. Be a good friend, be a reliable one, be one who can people want to be associated with you because they know you speak good words. So thank you so much for everyone who has attended the show. And
Ngoja mama, before you finish, This one for Yamu or Seretin, what is it? Is it being negative, or is just his temperament and methodology, or the way people speak? Because the other day he showed us a video. Somebody was passing in front of me, saying, oh yeah, pass quickly, distracting me. Now, is that constructive criticism? It's just the methodology of the way they speak. He actually means well, so that this person doesn't get hit on the road. But when somebody like authority is speaking to you and telling you, hi, don't bother my mind now. When you're inside the class when we're talking, you're outside the class, starting outside the window. It's just the methodology of speaking. It doesn't mean badly. Or that one for Rodrigo, he tell people, shut your microphones, or else I kick you out and you'll never come back to any of our meetings. The methodology of the way he's speaking, it doesn't mean bad.
Yeah, it is his way of speaking. Oh.
Way of speaking, but don't mean bad at all.
So some people speak in capital letters. You better understand, eh? Like me, I don't know how to speak in small letters. When you find me telling Zipporah toka hapo sura kama mama yako, I actually mean that you resemble your mother.
Kama uko hapa na ulikuwa OV2, watu wa OV2 mlichukuliwa slippers na Helen mara ngapi?
OV2, I know
it's my way of speaking,
self-esteem by fire by force. So
Rogoro Kenya wapi alichukuliwa slippers mara ngapi? Kwanza Rogoro alichukuliwa slippers mara kadhaa kwapi?
Yes. Hey. Rogoro, go back to class. Hey, sura kama ya. Toka hapo mara moja. Endeni kwa class. I don't mean badly. I mean well, because from the class you just learn something. Eh? Tina, ingia kwa class haraka. Wacha kutuambia hapa network. Omba mtu simu ingie kwa class.
Of course, personalities pia ni different. So we just have to learn to appreciate different personalities. Na pia the how you say it, you just learn to adjust. Kama HM president unajuanga tu ile venye amesema anaongeanga in capital letters, bold capital letters, underlined. Italics. I'm telling you, if you do not have good self-esteem, unaweza amua hiyo darasa utarudi tena. You imagine
it's all in the mind. It depends on who brought you up.
Sura kama ya mamako na mamako labda alikuwa na sura. Yes, you.
Anyway, we had finished. We got to Evaliza. I was just trying to add in something. Kuna places zingine mtu akienda lazima asemange kitu. Ndio at least useme kwamba ati sikulala nje kwa dirisha hapo. Nilikuwa ndani. Osaretin,
lazima tungeonekana.
Yes, kama hasa Osaretin, I don't know whether you understanding me. Osaretin, I'm saying uwase kakabo. Uwase
kakabo.
Yeah, uwase kakabo. Uwase kakabo. Uwase kakabo.
You know Calabar, Kakabo.
Calabar is another
Calabar is a place in Nigeria. Kakabo.
Yes. Kakabo.
You say you say Calabar, you are saying thank you, Calabar. You say Kenya, say thank you, Kenya.
Oh, okay. So the donation is important.
Yes.
Donation. Okay.
Yes, I must drop. I'm going to drop another video now.
Better drop it. Drop it. Oh, since yesterday, I'm waiting for that video for you to drop it. Oh, so I can see whether your intentions are good or intentions are bad. Capital letters, you go speak it all the time.
The demons in Abuja, they sat on the network since yesterday.
Yeah.
They haven't seen.
It's not network.
The demons, they sat on the network.
Yes.
Hey, I'm finished.
Uwase kakabo.
Oh, both here.
Oga Saretin, say hi to Michelle and Elizabeth as we conclude. Say hi to them.
Hi. Good evening.
Good
Sorry,
evening.
I was on the road. Just got it not quite long, so that's why I wasn't. My wife has always told me not to chat or communicate when I'm on the road. So let me respect myself.
So Oga, you they speak to Michelle now. Tell Michelle something.
Hey, Michelin. That's how we call it, Michelin. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to call your name like that because in Nigeria, Michelin is a tire for motor.
Even here, Michelin a tire.
Michelin
tire lady. Tire girl. Did call her tire girl?
I can call her tire, Abi.
Yes,
tire.
you can call her tire.
Michelin, no best. His mama that gave me to go ahead.
Go ahead now. She got tired.
Yes, I just want to say you. I've been listening to you. You got a great voice. You know the way you even moderate this thing. I think you should be working with CNN.
You said Michelle say Uwase Kakabo and you look like CNN already.
Yes, Michelle Uwase. Now she's supposed to tell me Uwase because this is prophecy. You know, if I start prophesying like this, they will break. Oh.
Start prophesying now. Start prophesying.
Start
prophesying.
I
don't have time for Africans. They don't know how to spend money. They don't know how to respect prophets.
Yes, man. It's time for us. Time for us. Michelle, you should be saying Uwase Kakabo. Uwase Kakabo.
Thank you so much.
Oga, say something to Elizabeth. Now we can close after you finish. Say something.
Elizabeth, I come with the greeting of Nigeria, the whole of Nigeria, representing Buhari. We are saying thank you. I'm saying we appreciate you. And I wish you can come to Nigeria. You should come to Nigeria now. Please.
We will.
When you are speaking this language, sometimes in my head it looks as if I'm in heaven. The whole thing is just somehow.
You there for heaven. You there for heaven. I'm Angel Gabriela. Right at the front of the door.
No, I prefer Elizabeth.
My name be Malaika. Oh. Uwase Kakabo. Uwase Kakabo. Unaona mpaka mimi najua. People, you be living with nothing. Me, I'm living with Uwase Kakabo. Yes, Kakabo.
Angel Uwase Kakabo.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much, Mwaura. Thank you for coming to the show. It is very good that this one they're having in Nigeria to come and speak in Kenya is a good thing. Eh? Yes, thank you. I say, Mama Michelle, Mama Elizabeth, close this thing now. Close it.
Yes. So I think thank you so much, Rodrigo. I'd like to thank Zipporah. Zippy, thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. We know it's priceless, but you chose to give us anyway. Thank you. God bless you. I'd like also to thank each one of you in and supporting the Youthful Expressions and the J.RODRIGUEZ Entertainment Group in general. Thank you, Madam Tawali and the whole AOV team for joining in. God bless you.
Uwase Kakabo.
Bless you. Thank you so much. And to our producer, our mentor, our boss, and our friend, thank you. Thank you for this golden opportunity. May God bless you for us. Till next time.
Even as we finish the show, Michelle say, Uwase Kakabo.
Uwase Kakabo.
Elizabeth, say Uwase Kakabo. Say it.
I have left.
But I can see your voice. So your voice has not left too.
How can Osaretin say hi and you don't say Uwase Kakabo? Say it.
USA.
Yes. Or booking and now I can sleep well.
Where's the
Acha
kakabo?
tuende to practice, you may attend. We will say that next time.
You don't have manners. How can you not say it now?
Where's
Yes.
Means educate now. Where's the kakabo?
Not good. This is not
That
There
is
you go.
it.
There you
That
go.
is
Where's the kakabo?
Where's the kakabo? Yes.